Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I am the creator behind Lily Rose Craft Room. And for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to sublimate a white tumbler, a glitter tumbler, and a mug. But before we get started, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you guys don't miss out on any new videos. Alright, let's get started. For today's video, we're going to be getting our designs from Creative Fabrica. And if you guys have watched my previous videos, you guys know that I love Creative Fabrica. There's so many different fonts, different files. There's even classes, patterns, tumbler wraps, glass can wraps, everything. If you guys are interested in trying out Creative Fabrica, I do have a link down in the description below. You get 10 free downloads or 1 month free, whichever one comes first. Then if you'd like to continue the subscription, it's only $9 a month and you get unlimited downloads, and you also get commercial and personal usage. So if you're a small business selling items, I definitely recommend this website. For the designs that we're going to be using today, I have them pre-saved on my favorites. So for the white 20-ounce tumbler, I'm going to be using this super cute inflated tumbler wrap. And I really like the colors on this, so we're going to be using this one. And then for the glitter tumbler, I really like this love one, so we're gonna be using that one for our glitter tumbler. And then for our mug wrap design, I found this cute pattern, or this cute design. It's a bunch of little gnomes and it says the word love, and then it also has like that inflated look that's really popular right now. So this is the one that I'm gonna use for the mug. So I'm just gonna download all my designs and then we're gonna upload them to Silhouette Studio. To print out my sublimation designs, I use Silhouette Studio because this software allows me to use the whole entire sheet of paper. And you also don't need to have a Silhouette machine to use this software. It's completely free. On the page setup, I'm just putting the size of my sublimation paper, which is the regular letter paper size. And to upload our file, we're gonna go on File and then we're gonna select Open. And then I'm going to search the file that I'm gonna be using. And then it's gonna be this one right here, the inflated smiley, and then we're gonna hit OK. And it's going to upload it here. And look how pretty that is. It just looks like it's 3D. I love this one. Next, we're just going to resize it. So we're gonna make sure that image is clicked, and then we're gonna go up to the top. And for this Craft Express 20-ounce skinny, it's going to be a 9.5 by an 8. Then we're gonna hit enter, and then it should resize. And then we need our image to fit on that white page because that's gonna be our paper that's gonna be printing. So we're just gonna grab that green little dot and we're gonna rotate it so the whole image is inside that white paper. Okay, so now that we have our image in that white paper inside those red borders, we're gonna go up to File and we're gonna select Print. And then right here, I always hit cancel because the printing preferences are gonna be on the back side. And I'm gonna select my printer and then I'm gonna select where it says Preferences. And let me show you what my settings are for my sublimations. I have the sublimation preset, and the paper type that I'm using is a presentation paper matte, and the quality is always high. And then we're gonna go on more options. We're gonna turn off bidirectional printing, make sure mirror image is on, and then we're gonna select print. While that's printing, we're gonna start editing our next design. So from here, we're gonna go up to the top left where it says File. We're gonna click that and then we're gonna go down to where it says Open. We're gonna click that and then we're gonna find our next design. So I'm gonna use this one right here with the pink hearts. And then this one from Creative Fabrica was just a pattern. So it doesn't have to say tumbler wrap in order for you to use it as a tumbler wrap. You can just, select your pattern like how I'm doing here and then just resize it to your tumbler size. So I'm gonna be using the 20-ounce tumbler from Craft Express, and this is the glitter tumbler. So I'm gonna resize it to the width of 9.5 by a 7.5. Then we're gonna hit enter and then it should resize. So once again right here, we're going to rotate our image with that green little dot. We're gonna make sure it's inside that paper and also inside the red border. Then we're gonna send our image to the printer. So we're gonna select File, go down to where it says Print, And then we're gonna select that print button. And when this pops up, I always hit cancel because my print options is always behind that one. And then I select preferences, and this is my sublimation preset. So my paper type is presentation paper matte. My quality is always switched to high. And on more options, I turn off the bidirectional printing. I make sure that mirror image is on, and then I select print. And while that's printing, let's edit our final design, and this is gonna be for the mug wrap. So once again, we're gonna go on file and select open, and we're gonna find our mug wrap design. Now that we have our last image inside our Silhouette Studio, we're going to edit our design size. So for this mug is a 15-ounce mug, and the size for this one is a 9x4. Then we're gonna hit enter, and then it's going to resize our design. And then once again, we're going to rotate it and fit it inside the white paper and the red borders. And with this design, since it's smaller, I'm able to add another design. So I duplicated this design, and you don't have to, but I don't like to waste paper. So I just duplicated the design, and I'll save it for later if I want to use it later. So I just make sure both of them are inside that white paper area and then inside those red borders. And then we're just going to, once again, go up to file, and we are going to print this design. Then we're just gonna print it the same way how we printed the other ones. I'm gonna select the preferences, and the paper type that I'm using is a presentation paper matte. Quality is high. Turn off the bidirectional printing. Mirror image is on, and then we're going to hit OK. Now that all our images are printed, now we're ready to move on to the next step. So this is how our designs printed out. They came out really, really pretty. And I just love this inflated one. It just looks super real. And the paper that I'm using is the Craft Express Sublimation paper. And these are the tumblers and the mugs that we're gonna be using. They are all from Craft Express. This one is the 20-ounce glittered one, and the other one was a 20-ounce white. And this mug is a 15-ounce mug. Next, we're just going to trim the white outer borders of our wraps. That way it fits perfectly onto the tumbler. So to prep our mugs and our tumblers for sublimation, I use a microfiber towel to clean off any oils on the cup. And after that, I use a lint roller to pick up any fuzzies or lint on the cup. So now let me show you how I apply my sublimation paper onto my mug. I just wrap it over it, and then I make sure there's an even amount between where the handle is. And once I feel like that's where I want it placed, I put one little piece of tape on one side. Once that little piece of tape is on, I want to make sure that that sublimation paper is tightly applied onto the mug. So the other side of the paper, I just pull on it, and then I grab another piece of the heat resistant tape. I tape on the paper, and I give it another little tug, and then I apply the tape onto the mug. And this tape that I'm using is a heat resistant tape. You can't use regular tape, you have to use a heat resistant tape so it doesn't melt. Next, I'm gonna finish up taping the ends of the sublimation paper where the handles meet, and that's the only spot where I put the tape at. And then after that is taped up, I grab a piece of butcher paper and I wrap it around my mug, and this is going to protect my tumbler press from the bleed through. And then I just cut the butcher paper to size, and this one doesn't have to be like a perfect fit or like super tight. And this is just gonna be to protect it. So I just secure it with a little piece of tape, and then we're ready to go. Next, we're gonna sublimate the 20-ounce white tumbler. So when I make my designs, I make them a little bit oversized, like on the top and the bottom, because I like to leave a little bit of the sublimation paper hanging. So we're just gonna wrap our sublimation paper as tightly as possible onto the tumbler. And that is the basic trick of sublimation, is you need to get the paper as tightly onto the surface as possible, and doing this will prevent any ghosting or fuzziness. So if you're having that issue where you have ghosting or like it becomes fuzzy, the problem may be that it's not tight enough and you need to work on your wrapping skills. So I just tape a couple little strips of the heat resistant tape on the seam of the tumbler, and that's all I tape. I don't tape like around or the bottom, just one straight line, and that's it. And I feel like the heat press that I have, the Craft Express tumbler press, That's a really good press, and when I press it, it like really hugs onto the tumbler, if that makes sense. So I feel like there's no need to do more tape wrap. Next, just like the mug, I'm gonna wrap some butcher paper around the tumbler, and this is gonna protect my press from any bleed through. Next, we're gonna wrap the glittered tumbler. So for this one, we don't wanna go above where the glitter stops, because then the top is gonna sublimate and it's gonna just look weird. So we wanna keep the sublimation paper where the glitter is at. So we're just going to tightly wrap the sublimation paper onto the tumbler. And then same like with the previous tumbler, I just put a piece of tape in the middle to just like hold it in place. And then I keep on pushing the paper and then taping it just to make sure like that seam is really tightly on. And just like the other ones, I have my sublimation paper taped on, and now I'm just going to add a piece of butcher tape to protect my tumbler press. Now that we have all 3 of our cups taped on, it's time to press. This is a tumbler press that I'm going to be using. It is the Craft Express 2-in-1 Elite Pro Max. So I've been using this for about a week now. I love that I'm able to adjust the pressure. It's easy to use, it's not heavy, and I really like it. We're going to be pressing our tumblers first, and they both call for the same temperature of 385 degrees. So we're going to set that, and then we're going to change our seconds. So the pressing time is 120 seconds, but since we're going to be rotating them, we're going to half that time. So we're going to change it to 60 seconds, and we're going to press it, rotate it, and then press again for another 60 seconds to make a total of 120 seconds. So once we're done setting our time, we're gonna select set again, and then now it's gonna start preheating our tumbler press. So the first tumbler that's gonna go inside our press is the glittered one. So we're gonna insert our tumbler with the seam towards the side. So we're gonna press it for 60 seconds. And I'm just gonna speed up the time, and we're gonna watch the time go down. And once it hits 0, we're gonna put on our heat resistant gloves. We're gonna open it, and we're going to rotate the tumbler so that way the seam is facing the other side of the tumbler press, and then we're gonna press it again for another 60 seconds. And the reason we rotate the tumbler is because on the top there's a slight gap, so we rotate it because we want the whole entire tumbler to be in the heat. So we rotate the gap part to the other side. Now that the second set of the 60 seconds is done, we're going to take it out and we're gonna press the next one. Next, we're gonna press the white tumbler. So once again, we're gonna press it with the seam towards the side of the tumbler press, and we're gonna press it for 60 seconds. So I'm just gonna fast forward, we're gonna wait the 60 seconds, and when the 60 seconds is up, we're gonna open the press, rotate the tumbler to the seams on the other side, and then we're gonna press it again for another 60 seconds. And once the second set of the 60 seconds is up, we're going to take out the tumbler and put it to the side, and we're gonna do the mug now. Now that it's time to press the mug, it has a different temperature setting. So the mug temperature setting needs to be at 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 270 seconds. So we're just going to adjust that and let it preheat, and then we're gonna insert our mug. The mug that we're going to be using is a 15-ounce Craft Express mug. So the opening of that mug is wider than the tumblers. So the tumbler press has these knobs that you're able to adjust. So we're just going to adjust it until that mug fits in there comfortably. Once we're able to press our mug in, we're going to start our 270-second timer. Now that our 270 seconds are up, I'm going to take out the mug and put it aside so I let it cool down. And while that's cooling down, we're gonna open the other ones. So this is the glittered one, and I'm opening it, and these came out super pretty. So I'm just doing a little quick open just so I can see it, but at the end I'm gonna show you guys all of them. But quick spoiler alert, they all came out super cute. Out of the 3, this one had to be my favorite one. I like the inflated look, and then the purples and the pinks and the blue. It's my favorite. And like always, here is the finished look. Look at how beautiful and how vibrant these came out, especially this one. I love the inflated look. Next, we have the silver glitter tumbler. And I really like this tumbler specifically. I like that it's textured and I like that you're still able to see the sparkle. Next, we have our 15-ounce mug with the little gnomes and the love. And I really like this one also. I love the inflated look. It's really trendy right now. So if you guys want to start selling stuff, look into the inflated ones on Creative Fabrica. There's so many and they look super, super pretty. All these items that I used today, I will be linking it in the description below as a project bundle. If there's something specifically that you don't want from the bundle, you're able to remove the quantity and it'll take it right out from your cart. That is it for today's video. If you guys watch until the end, thank you so much. Show me by putting pink flowers in the comments below. Also remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment. It really helps my channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.